Hello, you are watching a crisis communications case study presented by Chuck Shomo, Alan Davis, Christina Wells, Courtney Durig, and Shelley Wepler for Strategic Internet Public Relations at Full Sail University. Warren Buffett famously said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." Throughout this video, we will discuss some crisis communication techniques and review best practices with examples that observe how and how not to react, respond, prevent, and sustain business through a public organizational crisis. First, we will evaluate what is meant by the term crisis. As Katie Payne states, a crisis is a situation that strains a brand's vital resources. These resources include the organization's reputation, leadership, integrity, and loyalty. The survival of an organization's reputation during a crisis depends on its internal culture, the strength of its communications, and the integrity of its leadership. Payne also states, the best type of crisis communications is that which avoids the crisis altogether. We have identified some critical techniques that organizations can implement to prevent and avoid potential crises. First, it is important to ensure that all communication, both internal and external, is monitored for quality control. These steps will filter information through the accurate sources and reflect the most consistent voice. It is also important to monitor an organization's online reputation. We recommend doing this through Google Alerts, RSS feeds, social media, and online searches. And before reacting to any negative comments, it is necessary to create a response strategy and communicate all responses accordingly. An organization can also prevent a crisis by leading the digital conversation. This way, the company is in more control of the direction of topics and can better maintain a confident and consistent voice throughout their responses. It is ultimately essential that companies evade tempting canned responses that result in overpromising and underdelivering. It is critical that an organization's comments and responses remain true in nature and not with the sole intention of moving past an issue. Although these are useful tips to help position a company to prevent a crisis, there will always be unforeseen circumstances that businesses will not be able to avoid. United Airlines found themselves in this position during the summer of 2009 after a passenger created and shared the following video on YouTube.
'Cause United breaks guitars. When we landed in Nebraska, I confirmed what I'd suspected. Mike Taylor had been the victim of a vicious act of malice at O'Hare. And so began a year-long saga of pass the buck, don't ask me, and I'm sorry, sir, your claim can go nowhere.
Now, after seeing the video, it comes as no surprise to learn that it immediately went viral. To put this into some perspective, the video received over 1.5 million views within 2 days of being posted and over 4 million views within the first week. To date, the video has been watched over 10 million times. Some may think that Dave Carroll was just out to make a buck and a name for himself by creating this video. But in his defense, Dave corresponded with United's customer service team for 9 months before sharing his experience on the web. United attempted to redeem themselves by donating $3,000 to charity, per Dave's request, in addition to formally apologizing for failing to address the issue sooner. However, even though United demonstrated compassion and regret, the severe reputational damage was already done. Within 4 days of the video posting online, United's stock price fell 10%. This resulted in stockholders losing $180 million. Now, we can't attribute the dip in their stock price solely to this video, but there is no doubt that it was a contributor at some level. So, how can we learn from this PR crisis? Well, United's first mistake was failing to react to Carroll's video until after it went viral. This made their concern appear insincere. Too little, too late. The second mistake was only reacting to the video in response to media inquiries. This made them appear out of touch with their customers, while they should have proactively taken ownership of their mistake by responding quickly and transparently. For an organization in crisis, the best way to stop customers from laughing at you is to take a step back and laugh with them. Acknowledge the wake-up call, look in the mirror, and figure out how you can improve to better serve your customers. Just think, if United would have publicly recognized their mistake, applauded Dave's creative video, announced a change to their guitar policy, the video may have still gotten some laughs, but it would not have blown up into the crisis that it quickly became. In fact, it looks like Delta Airlines may have taken notes on United's misfortune when, in June of this year, a soldier traveling home from Afghanistan shared a YouTube video expressing his anger and disappointment after he and 34 other soldiers were charged for checking their bags.
Sergeant, go ahead and explain what happened.
My name's Staff Sergeant Robert O'Hare, and United States Army. We got to the airport this morning to start boarding the plane, get everything going, and we showed up and found out that we had too many bags.
What do you mean? Airlines. What do you mean too many bags?
Well, we had 4 bags, but Delta Airline only allows 3 bags. Anything over 3 bags you have to pay for. Even though there's a contract between the United States government and Delta Airlines when returning from Afghanistan or on military orders, they're authorized up to 4 bags.
So you're saying...
Within 2 days of sharing the video, Delta issued a public apology on their blog, explaining that they would be reaching out to each soldier from the flight so that they could personally resolve the issue. Along with the public apology, Delta also issued a press release announcing that they had updated their luggage policy to allow all active troops to check up to 4 bags for free. This resulted in Delta turning the spotlight on themselves before the video even had an opportunity to cause a larger-scale reputational crisis. According to the YouTube statistics, before Delta apologized and issued their press release, the soldiers' video had been viewed less than 10,000 times. Today, the video has still only received about 25,000 views. This could lead one to argue that Delta's apology and policy change actually generated most of the attention around this issue. This strategy was far more successful than running and hiding from their mistake, hoping that it would just go away. Today, the rapid spread of communications via social media can perpetuate crises for organizations. Fueled by unlimited sharing, which continues the online conversation for days, months, even years. In conclusion, the survival of an organization's reputation during a crisis depends on the integrity of its leadership, internal culture, and strength of its communication. By utilizing available technology to monitor the impact of consumer conversations online, a business's tactics and strategies to manage a crisis can be adjusted in real time. Most importantly, when faced with a situation that could compromise an organization's resources and reputation, a timely, proactive response should be based around these 3 words: transparency, sincerity, and consistency. As Steisner suggests, organizations prepared to monitor and respond around the clock will have greater ability to prevent a crisis. This is why implementing a crisis communications plan can position an organization to avoid a crisis or at least allow for a fast recovery. This plan must be communicated efficiently to key players internally in order to be executed effectively. It is not a matter of if, but when having this plan in place may become the most relevant public relations tool to protecting your brand. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this crisis communications case study presented by Chuck Shomo, Alan Davis, Christina Wells, Courtney Durig, and Shelley Wepler for Strategic Internet Public Relations at Full Sail University.